Medical disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes. It does not replace the medical advice of a trained doctor. Seek medical advice before beginning any treatment plan. Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Well, today being October 4th, when I tape this, I just want to make a statement. It's not really diabetes related, but on now I have the funeral of Constable Rick O'Brien, who was gunned down in the line of service. I hate to always say this, but our prayers and thoughts go to the family. And we shouldn't have to live in an environment where people have to feel it's us versus them. And just remember that these people go and stand up for the average Canadian. So I just wanted to put that in there, and now on with the video. Now, I'm on an insulin pump. That's where she goes. And by the way, my insulin pump is reading 21.8. Okay. I want to discuss today where people feel that the insulin pumps are the only way to control blood sugars. Every other insulin delivery system is terrible. Everyone's got to be on the pump. Well, there we go, grouping us all together. The important thing to remember is we are an individual, and as an individual, treatment plans may vary. I was on a pump, but I needed injections for a while. That's fine. Some people can control their diabetes with just shots. Fine. People use it with pens. So we're going to discuss that. So let's start with injections. Injections is something almost every type 1 diabetic knows. This is something we were taught right from the get-go. When you go to emergency, if your son or daughter or yourself were diagnosed with diabetes, you went to an emergency room. You were hooked up with fluids. Sugars brought down through IV insulin, and then you were taught how to give injections. A lot of people like injections. There's nothing wrong with that if you're able to get control. There's nothing wrong with any form of insulin delivery systems, as long as you are able to handle them. And to handle them, I don't necessarily mean that you can handle them. I mean that you're able to get a fairly tight control. There are some people like myself who never really quite achieved that optimum level. For example, even with the pump, and they all think that the pump is sort of the gold star for insulin delivery. So if I go on this, and then go and we find time and range. Now, I've talked about time and range before, and that's the time that you spend within range. For myself right now, it's 75%. So over 70 is a win. The other 15%, or no, less than 50, whatever. The remaining time tells me that I have high blood sugar. This is something we all have to watch out for. Whether you're a type 1 who's on needles or a pen, you just have to do more injections with at least just up till the last maybe 7 years or so. CGMs were only available to the pump. Now with, what is it called? With the freestyle, you can inject with a needle, and you can always press it up against your arm, see what your blood sugar is. That is something new to the game. It allows people who like needles, who like pens, to tighten up their diabetes control. That's what we want. A tighter control means that you're going to have a better life. And isn't that what we all want? You will have to be able to give your body the best chance for a longer life. So, how do we achieve that? By time and range. Most pumps now have this. There are smart pens, which I think somehow controls insulin a bit better for you. There are more elaborate. So, keeping your pumps working, same thing goes. Clean syringes, sharp needles, and so those two go. Don't reuse supplies. Oh well, I'm going to save a lot of money. Utilize the tools that are available to you. Tracking systems. You can, most glucometers have a tracking system which allows an individual to take a look at blood sugars. It allows your doctors to be able to take a look at things and keep them in check. Don't be a fool, and if you notice you're getting high blood sugars, don't worry about it. Worry about it. You need to be worrying about it every single day. Unfortunately, I know no one asked you if you want to be a diabetic, but you know what? You have to be a diabetic. For whatever reason, you need to be aware of your blood sugars, do corrections, keeping your blood sugar under whatever the top range is and higher than the lower range of where your blood sugar should be. Be a diabetic that knows the numbers. Also, it's important to know your cardiovascular numbers. Any other complication you have, you should, I'm going to watch the funeral when it happens, so I'm just watching it. But make sure you get all your complications in the best condition you can. And with that, So let's remember, doesn't matter what system you use, if it works for you, go for it. I did not want to go back to shots because my body doesn't like the way the insulin comes out of it and my body uses it. Just remember that. Talk things over with your doctor. And with that, have a great day. We'll talk again soon. Bye. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.